EDG versus T1. Today match EDG versus T1. Hmm.
Really, like, because I came into this one genuinely believing that I just can't bet against world champs.
It's now the second. Meteor looks to take over the round. Buzz fighting one. Meteor on for three. Safe. The IGL, the cap. 13 to 5.
T1 goes to show you that in this sport, in this game, you cannot count anyone out.
EDG, their first loss globally since they won that trophy.
We were all expecting EDG to handle them with ease, and yet it wasn't.
我想 T1 的话，看到他们5人 ID， 他们5人都是打了非常久的职业的选手，然后他们5个现在感觉就是配合比较默契，然后互相相信彼此。
저희가 어제 EDG한테 비록 졌지만 충분히 그것도 이길 수 있는 경기라고 생각을 하고 거기에 이제 챔피언스라는 타이틀에 쫄지 않고 임할 생각이고.
It's the name of the light. Pops the old secure surround.
然后至于压力什么的，我们真已经走过很长一段路了，所以我觉得这对我们造不成什么影响。然后我们的目标是，不管是输是赢，只是尽力去打好后面的每一场比赛，然后一步一条命的吧。
What the fuck?
그리고 이제 저희 팀원들이
Former team
오늘
so during
바이탈리티에서
the
경기
match,
보여줬던 게 제
vitality
입장에서는
was
진짜
out of
말도
the
안
world.
되는
Out of
그래서
this
너무
world.
자랑스럽고
Sorry, I am so proud of
만약
them.
우승한다면 일단은
And
병철이
I
올 것
think
같고요.
Buzz is
저는
going to
냉정함을 일단
grind. I
유지하고
will keep my
저는
cool
조금 더 높은 곳에
and look
바라보도록
to
하겠습니다.
go even higher. 어쨌든
Meteor.
Buzz
Celebrate
역시
goodbye,
그렇다고.
three. And Buzz, my God, what a nail biter.
说是司空见惯的了。我们无数次从地狱杀回来，这一次也还是会一如往常。
And here come the world champions, EDG. Of course, they have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. The last stand for the Chinese region, but most importantly, an opportunity to punch their ticket to back-to-back grand finals.
Survive, most importantly, as well. When the pressure gets on this team, they always turn up. They don't shy away from any sort of challenge.
T1, no one expected them to be here, the second seed from Pacific. But they've been on a revenge tour, taking down EMEA Super Team, and now another revenge match ahead of them. A chance to deny EDG's back-to-back trophy opportunity.
It's the salty run back we've all been waiting for. T1 gets an opportunity to get revenge on EDG, and let's see how the chips fall as these players, you know that they're feeling the pressure, the anticipation, and most importantly, the electricity in the UOB Live.
Both of these teams have a very similar map pool, and both of them perma-ban Abyss. In the last series, EDG floated the map, T1 banned it, and I think it put EDG at an advantage here. I'd like to see both teams float Abyss to the end, but T1 go back to banning it.
Yeah, not the case, but you are completely correct in that they have very similar map pools themselves, and EDG selecting Bind as their first opening map. And I believe they ended up losing this to T1 when they played in that initial series. So looking to see if they can right the wrongs of the past here and start off strong early in the best of 5.
Let's not forget, that format is going to be absolutely brutal. It's a marathon, not a sprint, Mimi.
And this is experience territory for EDG.
You're so right.
Partnership era have not lost a best out of 5. For T1, they've barely played any. They were not a top team in Pacific for the longest time. They made it to some of their first BO5s, this stage of Pacific, and now this is their first BO5 on a stage this big.
Yeah, both of these teams, though, right, as we had noted many times here, no strangers to these high-octane, high-pressure BO5s. They've been in this in the past. The problem here this time, Brent, is that you got a T1 team that's kind of been a little bit of a David and Goliath setup here, right? And they feel that, but it feels like they are embracing it, but they want it because they feel like they have the right hook to bring down the giant.
But we saw the Mastercard fan poll, and we've seen our opinions overall here. This might be the turning point in the tournament where people expect T1 potentially to be the very, very slight favorites, or at least 50-50 out worse in this matchup. The pressure kind of shifts there a little bit. You can be the underdog throughout the entire tournament, and that gives you a bit of an edge, I think, a bit of extra confidence, because you know, okay, well, if we go out here, it's not the end of the world. The expectations weren't that grand in the first place. But here is where it is real. Like we've been mentioning, best of 5 territory. EDG were freshly got this one in their mind through their run in their own regionals. They made a lower bracket run recently. They know they're capable of doing it. But T1, they're going to be having many questions, I think, asked of them, and they are up. It's up to them genuinely to answer it themselves here.
But for Buzz and for Stacks, 2 players not on DRX, not on that Vision Strikers core for their first global event, it would mean the world for them. It would make the risk pay off to not just make top 3, but to go beyond that, make their first ever global grand finals, being the second Korean team to be able to claim that accolade.
You can see the BO5 yet again. I wanted to bring it up just to emphasize, right, for folks at home, Bind, Haven, Fractured, if necessary, Split, and Pearl. Where does this series go topsy-turvy potentially?
I think biggest strengths here for T1 are the double duelist maps, the Split, the Haven, where they beat Vitality yesterday. Not having their Lotus, though, makes it tough to find the third map they're favored on. And I think the questions have to go to the first map of this series. They beat EDG here yesterday, but clearly EDG have focused on changing that up, picking it first in the series.
EDG are a scary team when they're confident. If they're going into a match as well, thinking that they can right those wrongs as well. And we're seeing those switch ups into the tournament. If we did, I think it would be quite surprising. But
Let's go. The start final lower first match, T1 versus EDG.
Reclears, aggressive is the approach for both of these teams. It's going to be a bloodbath.
I want to see Kung Kung
First map
best.
is a
He's been asked to
bench.
play a lot of
एंड इजू ने लिया हुआ है, फिर बज ने लिया रेस माय फेवरेट, स्टैक्स ने लिया है कायो, स्लीवन ने लिया है ब्रिमस्टोन, मेट्रो ने लिया है वीएस, चीचो वीएस लिया है, जमजक ने भी जो रेस लिया है, जमज जैक, एसन ने कायो लिया है। तो दो करेक्टर चेंज है, सब में सीन है।
So let's get this BO5 started. Send it over to your casters. Here's once again Pansy and Ender.
Thank you so much, GB and the desk. And I want to start
Pansy
this off by
and
kind of
Pansy
prefacing this
Caster and
with
the
the notion
Caster.
of power residing where men believe it resides. And EDG normally would be the one to look up to. However, they were made to look mortal. G2 bringing them down, but can T1 deliver the killing blow?
T1 are riding all the momentum coming off the back of yesterday's series.
Nobody ने लिया है तेजो और स्मोगी ने लिया है ब्रिमस्टॉर्म।
So far this tournament has been nothing short of incredible. And starting it off on the map they
EDG
took
है,
EDG down on the last time they faced
अटैकर
off
कौन है,
is
पे
exactly
डिफेंडर
where
कौन
they
है?
want to be.
It's tense here. You can feel it.
डिफेंडर
EDG on
है
the attacking side, of course, being
T1,
T1.
EDG और
On the
अटैकर है
defense, we are in
T1।
best of
सो
5 territory. Long
सिमिलर ये
games.
राउंड जाएगा
Desk
मेरे
highlighting
मुताबिक
it,
EDG
highlighting
के
it too.
पास।
This will be a bloody affair. Both happy to brawl out, and for now though, it should
EDG
be
के
a
पास
relatively
जाएगा।
open B site.
Yeah, T1 have chosen to leave Izu all on his lonesome back towards Elbow. That said, the stall here is still good. Two players of T1 have rotated over, and EDG look like they're going to try and force themselves out. No one's looking at Izu, and now
What the fuck is फर्स्ट मैच में इस मारा बेचते। मेरी प्रेडिक्शन की गांड मार ली।
The atmosphere in here, the crowd believing it, and T1 showing it. What a start from
मेट्रो ने
Meteor.
क्या मारा
You
बेंच।
look across, how Sylvan's been a star, Stacks, but Meteor, what a moment.
पूरी स्क्वाड को एक स्प्रे में ले लिया, एक गोली मिस नहीं हुई।
Meteor, the man to watch, and that is just killer. EDG come in, get instantly
सेक्सी
put
फाइट
down.
दी बे।
Again, they chose to come to this map. They were feeling
मेट्रो
confident.
यार बहुत सही, वो पास में खड़ा था फिर भी उसको एक किल नहीं मिला, उसने लॉन्ग में पांच को ले लिया।
I like what EDG are doing here though.
इनका
Getting
एम
the
कितना
lay of the land,
परफेक्ट
right,
होगा बे,
exploring through the map. They
इतना
should have
परफेक्शन
quite
कितना
indicative
टाइम से
of
खेल रहे
what
होंगे ये
to
मैच,
expect
तब
going
ऐसा
forward into
परफेक्शन
this.
आती
They
होगी।
have got, I don't want to say an open sight, 'cause we do still see Showers controlled there, but for EDG you're looking at the small wins, right? Can they get a plant down? Can they cost anyone anything? Can anyone deal with Meteor?
Ah, what?
Same from round 1, looking like he fancies going again in round
नो
2.
वे ब्रो, क्या हेड शॉट मारा है उसको, उसने जस्ट सिंगल हेड की एक नोच दिख रही थी। मेट्रो क्या खेल रहा है मेट्रो बे। वापिस अल्टे सॉरी क्या बोलते हैं, एस पे है ये ना, ले लिया चलो इसने एक तो। मेट्रो भी इस राउंड में भी 3 ले गया। हेल ना ब्रो, हेल ना।
Meteor is going to come into round 3 with the ultimate.
ये नहीं, ये रुक जाओ, अरे वो नहीं दिखाया ना, ये रहा।
I mean, what a way to kick it off too.
बहुत सेक्सी मारा था बे, सेक्सी, बहुत सेक्सी। मेट्रो बे छा रहा है बे, 2 राउंड क्या लिए इसने।
EDG have had some rough games individually, I want to highlight. They are off to a 0-2 start for every single player. No one is warmed in yet. This is going to feel cold for them. They need to start picking up.
पूरा मोमेंटम
Looking like Zakanka, you know, starting
शिफ्ट
to
हो गया
activate
बे
a bit
बेंच
more.
पर।
Same with Chichu. These are superstars for a reason.
उनका पहला तो
They can
मोरल ही
fly
मार दिया
in
फर्स्ट
pressure
राउंड में। पूरी
scenarios.
स्क्वाड को एक
They
बंदे ने
need
मारा है,
to
इसलिए
do
सामने
some
वाले के ऊपर
damage
क्या
on this
इम्पैक्ट
round.
पड़ा होगा, तुम वो सोचो सिर्फ।
5 and 13 in opening kills
पूरी स्क्वाड को एक बंदा ले जाए गाइस। हाँ बस अभी तक वैसे भी बस का तो बिल्ला चला भी नहीं है, मेट्रो नहीं मारा है। ये राउंड भी टीम ले जाएगा।
And with that Prowler going through the TP, it's so indicative that they don't really have a good read on where they are and they want to get a better idea. For now, going to give away the game. Going to note the pressure coming in. Does have some of the Vice utility to depend upon to keep some security, but there will be a crunch and it's going to be very uncomfortable to try and hold from Octagon.
2 players already quick on the rotate from T1. We'll see if Izu can stay alive here.
It's a lot on Izu's shoulders. A bit of a superstar in the making.
Whoa,
And
whoa,
Simon,
whoa,
what is
whoa.
going on? I've never seen EDG look this lost in this round. But Izu, does he consider? I think he does. He's very aware that maybe Chichu's missing. They've already seen so many on the site. Smoggy has succeeded, but he spots out the player and Chichu's low.
Look at Meteor. Meteor snuck out into wood too. Like T1 have positions
मेट्रो
on the
सामने
site.
है
This is super uncomfy for the post plant.
मेट्रो
Let's see if
सामने
Izu
है
can clear towards long.
तो अगर
He
तूने
still
मार
has his
दिया तो
util
मान
to
जाऊँ
play
मैं
with. He's still pinned on this one. Chichu has to back away. Meteor getting away with murder again. Now EDG starting to suffer, down to 3, but that
3v3
spike
की
is still
सिचुएशन
ticking.
है गाइस जिसमें चीचो की एनर्जी बहुत कम थी
Hong Kong keeps it up for EDG. And
What
he
the
gets
fuck?
another. EDG was looking tough for a moment, but he goes for a swing, finds those kills, and now he's turning it around.
It's not over yet. The time is ticking. Nobody's going to be ice cold about this one. You can't lose it like this. The time.
What
is
the fuck
absolutely gone.
यार
What is going on with EDG right now?
EDG
It was
full
looking just about unplayable.
फुल डोमिनेट
And
कर
then Izu out
रही
of
थी
nowhere
राउंड
with the
में
Red Bull clutch.
3 बंदे होल्ड नहीं कर पाए एक
The fact
बंदे
that
को
he's able to stick here in Octagon.
How's he not
Meteor to
cleared?
cover up.
How's he not
बे
pressured in
मेट्रो
this?
नहीं
Like,
चल
there
रहा
was no
बस नहीं चल रहा और
post
कोई
block
और
for
ही
EDG
इजी
there
चल
at
गया
all.
It's crazy because EDG were getting time
T1
pressures. They
big.
went for the plant and tube. They were playing in back sight, and somehow
What
Meteor
the
slipped
fuck?
over, was able to
What
go
the
shoulder to
fuck,
shoulder
yaar?
with Izu. So then once Meteor's dealt with, there's still Izu. There's just too many problems for EDG to clear.
I'm waiting to see if there's an early timeout from EDG. Yeah, there is. There is a round 4 timeout.
That is an ugly timeout.
Because it makes me worried that there are bigger issues
Why?
at play here, right?
EDG बिना दिमाग के खेल रही है
Because by round 4 there's so little to be seen.
उनका
Really, right?
plant
You're coming
हो
in so
गया
very
था।
new. Yeah, your money's going to be in pieces.
3 बंदे
But
बचे हुए
T1
थे
have absolutely
वो भी डैमेज
got 'em
थे
on the ropes
फिर भी
by
सामने गए
round
उसके
4. I
वे
can't
होल्ड करते
believe
सिर्फ
what we're
होल्ड
seeing.
करना
I
था
mean,
उनको।
don't forget that round, right? It's T1 taking a bonus. They bought an outlaw. That's all they purchased
Yeah.
into it. They got picked in showers too, so it's a 5v4 that they end up getting lost to time and Izu coming up in the clutch. And really what I'm imagining, because it can't be a game plan thing for EDG. It's too early for
Break
that in
लिया
a
सही
timeout
किया
like this.
EDG
Instead, it's talking
मोमेंटम
about
सिर्फ हो
how are we
जाएगा
playing the post plant? Probably comms are falling
EDG को
apart in a
अगर
moment like that. Izu's
6-0
not getting cleared
चली
if those
गई
site players aren't
6-7
turning
तक
around and adjusting fast enough.
तो
It seemed like
इम्पॉसिबल है
Hong Kong was
इस
the only guy
राउंड
really
खींचना
locked in that
Switched
round.
on, yeah. Everyone else looked a little asleep at the wheel and hesitant. Hesitant to try and clear the player towards Octagon to try and find a really secure post plant. Felt like they kind of got
Attacking
stuck in
change
between
करना
the
पड़ेगा
ideas,
उनको
but they got to
डिफेंडिंग
sharpen up here.
डिफेंडर
I know
छोड़ना
it's a
पड़ेगा
long
उनको
haul now, but if you give
अटैकिंग में
T1
रहेंगे
this
तभी
opportunity,
EDG का
a
कुछ होगा
team
इसलिए
who
उनको
are, again, you look
6-6
at the
करना
names on
करना
this
है
roster for T1, they are obsessed with
defending
the
attacking
game. They
में तो उनके
love
मतलब
the
ही नहीं
idea
है
of it,
6-6 हो
right?
जाएगा
Stacks and Icon, you've had Meteor, Buzz, these
लेकिन अगर
names are
6-0
household names.
5-0 ऐसा
They've
कुछ
wanted
रह
this
गया
for
EDG
God knows how long.
मैं सपोर्टर T1 का हूँ मैं EDG का किस
Early fight into showers, but T1 will do well to back away. They can play
हर
around their
टीम
buys util
के
they
लिए
brought
अच्छे
over
से
to this A
देखने में
site.
मजा आएगा
EDG are going to be stuck in this choke point for a long time coming.
Now we get to test the patience a little of T1 because you need to keep their composure here. Heard in the interviews, I liked what Stax was saying as well, that they felt they could have beaten
इसमें
EDG. There were a
Stax
couple of things that
11 है
went
बस
wrong. They
3
didn't
तो अभी
blame it
तक
on
शुरू
anything
ही नहीं
else. It
किया
wasn't like
खेलना
a
टीम
I
के
just got
अंदर से
lucky. But he took some accountability
Smoggy,
for it,
but
knowing that they can tighten up
nice
the
one.
screws a bit, polish it a little further. But first pick this time around for EDG.
Metro
Can they
guy,
stick
right?
the landing?
Back-to-back rounds, they found it into A, and again, moving into a little bit of a B split. That'll be interesting, and Hong Kong's one away from the showstopper. There's worlds here where EDG can get them online and keep it coming.
I like the stall towards long though, that is lovely. It divides.
Nah, guy, वाह 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 what the
Try
fuck
and do the damage this round, and again the
क्या
jump
किया
is
ये क्या
on
किया
support,
क्या किया
divided by the molly, held back,
जहाँ पे
deleted
डोमिनेट
by
कर रहे
Stax.
थे वहाँ पे
Simon, there was
हग
a little bit
दिया
of
पूरा
threat to this
हग
round.
दिया
Initially, we saw a little bit of that
सामने
hit
से
coming
जाके
in,
अपनी मौत
maybe
दे दी
something to be
सामने
had.
से
It feels like that's been shut down really swiftly. Simon, yeah, these
Yeah,
angles too good.
true.
T1, 3 standing.
बहुत ही
flawless on the board.
बकवास कोऑर्डिनेशन
Sure,
है
you come into that round
बहुत
and
ही
it's
बकवास
just sheriffs,
IGL है
whatever
EDG का
for EDG, but there's something to be said about how
ऐसी
T1 are playing
mindset
these
से वो
dual
फाइनल में आई
setups
किस
on the
तरह
B site. When you think back to the pistol round where Meteor gets the ace,
उनके
he's
पास
tucked in cubby,
था
Izu is right
मौका
up against wood
एक
there,
साथ
and they've
कैसे
got
आते
this
हो एक
great
आओ कोई
crossfire
देखो
going.
लोकेशन
Then
चेक
here
करो
it's very
बंदे कहाँ है
similar,
वो
where
देखो
Izu's actually tucked over behind this green box. So they're playing on opposite sides of the
यार,
site very
क्या
nicely,
घूमते
and
बंदे
EDG seems very slow to adjust and haven't done a great job of clearing away those corners.
Again, it feels very surprising.
Alt
to be
है
saying these
जिंजी
things.
के
We're so
पास
used to seeing EDG in high peak form.
एक अल्टे से
Right now, Lovely attempt there with the jump
वो
spot coming in
operator
as
ले ली
well,
बस
just kind
ने.
of adding layers to it. So they're going to show that the operator is
Attacking
in
में
play.
operator है उसके
Initially
पास.
was posted towards that B site, now obviously free to rotate.
Seems like EDG want to play some of these slower rounds. It's looked like Chichu and Simon have been sort of hand-holding on opposite sides of the map. Last few rounds they've been playing B long, now working into showers, considering maybe leaving an embed or whatnot, but even when they found the early picks, it's not like they're relying on lurks and late round teleports to come into a site. They've reset into B splits pretty frequently.
ये राउंड है जो है, अगर ये राउंड EDG ने नहीं निकाला ना
Okay, Prowler's connected. We've also got pressure up long. That's at least two
तो
players
कोई
you can
करिश्मा ही
maybe
हो सकता है.
extrapolate.
जैसे
You're gonna know
लिक्विड
Kung
जो
Kung now as well.
लिक्विड
This
का हुआ
feels
था
very
हारने का.
indicative of it
जैसे
being this
निकाल
B
जीतने का
site
मैच.
hit.
It's hard to exec here though, because there's a knife to shut down the head.
Molly again towards long. This time they beat it though. We're gonna have the on top. Easy tries to make a stand, goes down. Stax still on
EDG गया
site.
जाते
And
जाते एक को ले
Stax
गया.
controlling the site. He's got an arm on Kung Kung. He does. He's bringing EDG to their knees. Chichu a 1v3. Good luck. Buzz is having none of it. T1 are
T1
locked in.
डोमिनेट कर रही है, पूरा पूरा डोमिनेट कर
Every
रही है.
single answer in
इम्पॉसिबल
response to
है
these
EDG को
B-side
जीतना.
execs.
And Stax looked so
5-0
calm in that as
किसको
well.
बोलते
He
हैं क्या?
didn't look overly phased,
4-0.
overly fussed. He held himself perfectly in these scenarios. It's
ये
incredible
मेट्रो
the amount of pressure
2 राउंड से
on
चल
that
नहीं
side.
रहा, फिर भी जीत गए.
Coming in with the utility, the knife, then
सामने
just
से जाके
putting it
मुंह पे जाके
backside
किल दे रहे
quickly
हैं, मुंह
like
पे
this.
जाके
And
किल दे
getting
रहे
these
हैं.
1v1 fights is incredibly surprising. I was expecting
जबकि
that to be
बस
a little bit
ऑपरेटर
quicker
लेके
coming
नहीं
out
रहा.
here as well. I know it's not going to be easy. It's chaotic on both
हो
sides.
जाएगा, ये
But you
राउंड
can't give
जाएगा
a player
इनका.
like Stax that room to work. I need to see EDG
बहुत बुरा
waking
जाएगा
up.
ये.
It feels a little reminiscent
5-0
of
है,
yesterday
बहुत बुरा जाएगा.
and EDG's game against G2 on Lotus, where they kept attacking the A side
उनको
over and
जीतने
over
के
again.
लिए
Now
nobody
we've seen
को
what,
कुछ
3,
करना
4
पड़ेगा.
B-execs, and every
चला ही
time
नहीं है.
just good gunplay of T1 have shut it down.
EDG को
And a
अगर
new conundrum, but again, it's resolved. Izu this time.
yeah.
They deny the early start. They expect the pressure from long, and Sylvan going to then backfill the space.
चूतिए
That
लोग
site is
एक साथ कैसे आ रहे हैं
inaccessible.
लेकिन
You've got to find something else to
कोऑर्डिनेशन
do here,
चीज है
EDG, or
कुछ.
find a new layer to this. 'Cause
एक
they're just
साथ
getting
मर रहे हैं ना, हम
decimated.
चाहते हैं तुम
This is
मारो, हम
not
तुम्हारे
difficult
सामने
for
खड़े हैं,
T1.
यूं ही
This
मारेंगे.
looks easy
चूतिए लोग.
against the reigning champions. This
जो
looks
लोकल खेल रहे
easy.
हैं, ई-स्पोर्ट खेल रहे हैं, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
Meteor's just a god. He's sitting at 12 and 2 after 6 rounds.
कैसे मर रहे हैं? देखो हंसी आ रही है, इससे बुरा तो मैं. आयरन प्लेयर अच्छा खेलता है.
Then Sylvan. And you're never clearing
आ
Meteor in that
गंदा
copy.
खेल रही है
Meteor
EDG, क्या
individually has
गंदा
more
खेल
kills than
रही
the
है.
entirety of EDG together. That's it.
हाँ.
What world are we living in?
Unfathomable.
And I love
मर
it for
जाना
T1. I
पड़ेगा.
love seeing these players, as said, who've been so driven in
Alt है.
Valorant to show this
TIO
level,
के
this
पास alt है.
capability, right? Any fan
S1
would love
Moon
to
के
see
पास
this sort of
alt है.
thing. But I
यहाँ पे
also
दो
don't
के
want
पास अल्ट है,
EDG
ईजू
to
और स्टेक
suddenly
दोनों के पास अल्ट
lose
है.
all of that bravado, all of that ability that sat so
सोने
well
पे सुहा का
beside
बस
them.
ऑपरेटर लेके घूम रहा है.
EDG say, you know, they're no strangers to the lower bracket. They ran it back domestically,
और
come
सेक्सी
ahead
गेम
in
हो
the
रही है.
finals and become China's #1 seed. But something feels off with this team right now. They have to course correct quickly. There's no longer any time to work with, at least on this opening map.
Oh.
Point, isn't it?
ना
And it feels like EDG
उसको
haven't
मालूम है
solved so many
ऑपरेटर
different
लेके
problems.
खड़ा है
This
वो.
unwillingness
भी आ
to
रहा
back
है.
away from that B hit leaves them in the dark towards A.
It's also looking at the double ults, right? Chichu and Simon are ready to maybe look for an A exec. Now they've just got the null command to send it in. Flash out of the smoke. Kong Kong's gonna be sending it into Octurne to the lamps. What is going on?
It's only him. He's held up. Meteor will not relent. He will not give up his sight. And he's going to punish every single one. T1 again. Another flawless round.
कैमरे मैन भी EDG को भी नहीं दिखा रहे, क्या रहे हैं वो भी नहीं दिखा
What do
रहे.
you do in EDG's position? Because this is not the team who won champs. This is not that team right now.
I genuinely think you have to pull the timeout. Their execs just look sloppy.
And the spacing between it, the stall coming out from the Vice utility, the mollies coming in from Sylvan, they're great, but these aren't new things that EDG have never seen before.
No. You've got right,
Impossible.
flashes
It
from
is
Meteor and Stacks countering out the exec. Those second, third
0-13
players
से
coming to
आ
side are
रही है,
just getting shut down.
मोमेंटम शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा, लगातार 3 राउंड लेने पड़ेंगे अगर EDG को इस गेम में रहना है.
The map playing it slowly, so they show a knife down towards B long to maybe pull a rotate. Now sending the ulti in. That's a surprise.
He's still going to go there. Does it divide as much? Not really. Stack's going to then invest off. Buzz still not really moved or pressured in showers. A lot of this site is still controlled by T1. but EDG have a decent position towards lamps. They can dig their heels in here.
Yeah, nobody's got the ultimate as well. Some options to trap play off of contact, but Izu with this ultimate, I mean, they're just gonna go running through.
Yeah, there should be, you know, green light, go for it, get in there. Meteor fancying it. They're still on line of weapons. Meteor, they have no idea. Now they see him, but now it doesn't matter. It felt late even on the call then. Chichu turns, does get Meteor, but the paranoia mounting. They're burning every ult they got because they need a round. They need something on their side. But Stax is defusing. He gets taken off the defuse. EDG might scrape by here. But Buzz and Selvin, coming together at the right time, at the right place. Simon, good luck. The time is too late.
EDG finally on the board, and they put everything in it.
I think I saw a kitchen sink flying past at that
Fighting
point.
Maybe the biggest investment I've ever seen in a MasterCard Thrifty. Putting 2 ultimates into the challenge. But really, it was that Lamps control, like you were talking about, that worked out nicely. Meteor only gets that first kill. I think there's also a nade that lands right on Stax' head. Didn't hear that one coming in, that's for sure.
But again, it's so close. It's so close. It's almost too close. Okay, back through. That's one. That's one, right? This could be, you get the blood pumping a little bit, wake you up. EDG showing that, hey, we can get on the board here, but you gotta find more success than that. One's nowhere near enough.
Exactly. Issue is now the ult cycle is down, and those ultimates were really impactful in both the hit and the post-plant situation. So EDG are gonna move back into their slow rounds right now, but they seem a little bit timid in terms of the angles they're taking, because they know T1 have the good enough econ to have bought back into the operator, so it's only after maybe you see a peek that finally the Showers players start creeping. Finally we see that creep into long. They've left Spike all the way back in towards spawn.
Yeah. Again, this little bit of a pace change is interesting, right? A little bit of a gear shift, slowing it down. I don't think that's going to cause too many issues for T1 yet. As it stands though, it seems as though T1 are in that 3-play stack towards A. Quite like what EDG are attempting here, but this late creep into Hookah will be curious.
Yeah, Meteor and Izu have done a great job of holding onto Hookah control pretty consistently. There will be Meteor in a 1v2.
This could be nice though, they have no idea! Turns a flash, no sweat! He's gonna hold this down, and once again it offsets this. It delays the approach, he spots out one, calls it out. Izu fills the void, they are perfectly in unison! T1 shoulder to shoulder, making EDG again look frayed around the edges.
There's just no time left either. Meteor's still on the hunt. Look,
he's hungry. Oh, he wanted more. Chichu denies, but still, this is done. 9 seconds.
Oh, fuck! क्या miss हुआ है रे?
There's nothing to do but die. This dominance from T1 is absolutely gorgeous to witness. They've got a great read, and EDG look asleep.
Meteor's decision-making is so snappy in those moments too, right? He gets the first kill, doesn't immediately pop the ult because he re-clears and waits and says, is there going to be a second player to come in and swing me? Once there isn't, then the Steel Garden comes down after Kong Kong's already been sacrificed into the site. It's just these perfect moments of stall that continue to come in, and EDG have no response.
There's one watch party I'd like to be in, and the other one probably less so right now.
Yeah, one's a party, the other one is not.
Yeah, early Showers control, looking to try and vie for that. Not quite filling the space behind it yet, still being shouldered on the corner there by Sylvan.
Cool anti-read, Sylvan's gonna take contact, but Stax has a judge, because last time on the eco, EDG attacked into lamps.
Buzz, the operator not big enough for you, fancy go on the ult as well, no worries, okay. Doesn't get the connection he wanted, but repositioning. T1 feeling a little cocky, right? It feels like they're so willing to fight on this. Feeling like they're favored, and right now they certainly are. Big shot! Buzz! Beautiful! Can't switch out in time, though. EDG trading back in. Nice, though, from Stax. Holds it down once again. Denying the split. Denying the crunch. Stax in control. Nobody. You got anything. He's got himself Phantom. Maybe a chance here.
1-on-2, but no options to get to the teleporter anytime soon. 45 seconds to work with. Now that he's spotted out, has to take the shot to take it down. He's gonna barely be able to escape and get the spike on the ground.
Okay, he's gonna get out of there. Fragment, knife, all still in play.
But there's like a seize as well, potentially to try and catch him. Izu's gonna try and make sure he can't escape. Just misses.
It's away from the tether, but nobody gonna just play towards elbow. It feels very predictable, readable, but does T1 get away with this? Can they clear this cleanly? Yeah, they can. T1 Again, just not looking phased. Again, in my mind, there's a lot to be said about T1 playing it incredibly well, but EDG looking flat, and it feels like we're at that impasse almost between these two teams.
What I'm impressed with is even if you ignore all of T1's utility, just their sight-holding mechs playing off one another. They're quickly repositioning, but always putting themselves in positions where there's two people holding complementary lines on every single avenue of attack, and yeah, that's what's gone so well for them.
It's simplistic, but it works. It works so
9-1.
beautifully. I feel like we haven't seen too many fakes in this, or kind of committed fakes. We haven't seen them
EDG
trying to pull that
2
rotation too much. Yeah, maybe a little bit of
T1
early contact,
1
but
ult.
beyond that, it's
अगर
very
EDG 2
simple
ult
in
पे
approach
भी ये
from
राउंड
EDG.
हार
These
गए ना,
simplistic kind of 3-2
तो EDG
splits
को इस
are
स्पॉट
being
छोड़
met with
देना है
T1
भाई.
reading it easily,
इस
not
बार
feeling
ये राउंड
phased,
निकालना ही
not
पड़ेगा.
feeling pushed off.
आज अपन
I want to
प्रेडिक्शन
see them get a
लगाते
little bit
हैं
more complicated
100
with this.
की शरत है ये
For now,
राउंड EDG ही
Operator's still in
निकालेगा.
play for Buzz. That was recovered in the last
ये
round.
राउंड
So
EDG
finally,
का ही
EDG
है.
have the ult cycle working in their favor again. I think they're going to look for a
अगर
quick
ये राउंड
attack
EDG हार गई ना,
towards the safe side.
He's looking disruptive though. Tries to divide. Get in front of them. This isn't bad. He's still got a position to play from. Buzz controls towards Shower. Gives a little bit of space to fall back from. But he fights forward. Still goes for more. Buzz looking electric right now. Nobody in Smoggy, the only two on their feet, trying to get Simon back up here. Fighting together. EDG controlling backside.
It's a brilliant call from EDG to keep fighting forward, just get away from the operator. But Izu has still been holding on this B site the entire time. EDG have left Simon to deal with the op late, and they can even pivot back into him if he finds the pick on the lurk.
Does he hear it? Does he know he does? Do they check? They've got to. They do. Smoggy gets him. Rotation caught. EDG.
भाई बोले मतलब हकीकत ही होती है वो.
That's EDG
मैं
finding a
बोलूं
moment to
वो
actually thrive
हकीकत
in the
ही
chaos.
होती.
Seeing that narrow
OP
path
in the
forward.
chat
Because without
01X
Shower's
सरकार.
control, it was very near to slip away. Buzz played it super nicely, dodging out on the flash, coming back in for the swing. But EDG managed to pick up Simon, leave him as that late lurk, and call themselves out of a really tough round.
A little bit of a buffer, not much. It's 2 rounds. You gotta. I want to see at least 3 here. Izu, red alert.
Dreamstorm का अल्ट है स्मोगी का.
Quick enough to chase him down, but
स्मोगी का
certainly
अल्ट अगर
enough to
सही से यूज हो गया ना,
pressure.
स्मोगी बैक रहेगा
Last time
प्लांटिंग
EDG
के
used
बाद.
the Brim ult to exec into the B
प्लांट अभी
site,
तक हुआ
removed a
नहीं है
lot of
इसके
the
पास ही.
corners T1 have been abusing in this game.
स्मोगी
So they
प्लांटिंग
wanna
के बाद
have
बैक
some
रहेगा ना,
repeat success with that
उसको
one.
मौका मिल गया.
Now
फिर
that
राउंड
they baited out the
EDG का
KO knife, they can look to pop into the site quickly, but
उसके अल्ट
T1
के
have done a
साथ
great job to rotate
वो
4
साइड ही
players
चेंज
into
कर लें
space
फिर
and
भी.
get the full walk up with Buzz out of Showers.
Buzz. I mean, GG. We reading that? I mean, it depends how far he wants to go on this. Buzz doesn't need to go too far. But Chichu,
What?
he read it really well then. Very present to keep that in mind, and that should open the gate towards A. Now, you don't know how much freedom you have, but this is certainly indicative.
That said, still a lot of utility here. Meteor can play around, stalling it out for the rotates to come on in. He's got a friend in Sax. He's getting in front of the smokes.
Meteor, you're feeling a little mad about that one. Kong Kong beat that. He was able to satchel over the top to take the space away. Dealt with as well. Kong Kong again, starting to warm in this. Izu and Sylvan, tough predicament to play out from. Plenty of ults, nice from Simon. Very aware round from EDG. Maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel here. Izu,
क्या बोला
a
मैंने?
highlight player, but a 1v4. A lot to ask, and it's not going to be answered today.
अपन
EDG
कभी
getting
गलत
the
नहीं कहते.
minimum rounds they can here. 3.
मोमेंटम
Barely
सीख हो
enough
चुका
to
है
work with.
EDG से
Yeah,
T1 का.
getting the 2 at the end
और
gives
तुम्हारा
them
भाई
some
शरद
amount
लगा
of
के
hope.
कह सकता है
But
चाहे
this
ये
half
राउंड
they're about to go
3-9
into on
है,
the attacking side,
9
they
T1
only
का
got
है, EDG
one
का 3 है,
round
लेकिन ये
versus
राउंड
T1 last
पूरा
time. They've
मोमेंटम
got to
शिफ्ट
look
होगा
mad different if they're going
और
to take this
EDG
first
इस
map.
राउंड को जीतेगी. भाई का प्रेडिक्शन है.
Had it with your old phone. We've got
One minute break. Okay. कौन कोई और देख रहा है क्या? ब्लिंक नहीं है क्या लाइव पे आज? पिंकी है तो ब्लिंक नहीं, ब्लिंक होगा भी आज.
You can like default break the vines on the chokes,
Vines,
which
you
I haven't
don't
seen
do
from
what
EDG,
you
which
do.
is gonna worry.
Okay.
But
But
you can definitely. I guess Vice, yeah, Vice Fate can do much, to be honest.
Yeah.
And EDG are trailing big time coming into the second half. For EDG, they have to start out on a strong foot here or quickly start thinking about Haven.
Yeah, that is the conversation. We are in best of 5, so the conversation gets, it's longer. It is the marathon and not a sprint. We love to repeat it, but it is true. But the confidence alone that T1 should be able to take away from that first half is unbelievable, right? To be able to come into this, look near on faultless, and EDG scraping by with 3. It puts them right under the gun again.
It's a lot of pressure on EDG for sure. Looks like T1 want to set up over towards this A side early. You can see Simon playing all the way back in spawn, ready to quickly rotate over whichever side of the map needs him. With that Tejo drone going down B, seeing nothing. Simon can repo over towards A and have the knife ready to stall the hit.
That's nice. Buzz gone. Oh.
अब momentum shift हो जाएगा
Fair enough.
Guess it's a 4v4.
and again, Izu, not one of the standout players, at least so far in this map, but he's certainly been a name that's been catching a lot of attention throughout, so see if he can maybe start healing up as well. But hey, it's been the Meteor show so far. Lovely flash. What? Huh? How are EDG the ones to walk out of that okay?
Just keep left clicking, I guess. Eventually it's going to work out.
Oh man, that is wild. Stacks and this round is ridiculous. This round is did he get spotted? He did. Nobody really sharp. But it's down to Izu. 1v2, not easy, and nobody not letting it slip now. Diffuse for EDG. And that round felt bizarre.
It frankly was. Every time a team was at a numbers disadvantage, they're getting multi-kills at the exact same time. But that is now 3 rounds in a row for EDG. And remember, this team played T1 on this map before, and they got kind of blown out of the water, especially on their defending side. T1, I think, did a very good job of punishing towards the B side of the map pretty consistently. Usually it's just going to be Chichu and nobody playing over on that side, but looks like EDG have changed things up slightly. Chichu's playing 2 rounds in a row over towards A. So trying to make sure T1's prep isn't so simple coming into the second half, and already showing the adjustments that'll give EDG fans hope that they have a better plan coming in this time around.
That is something we need to look at throughout this series, is those adjustments, right? A lot of the maps now being seen, a lot more being revealed from both of these sides.
And frankly, it seemed like the adjustments for EDG have been a weak point. If you take their series yesterday versus G2, this is a team that learns from their mistakes, that can tap into their individuals and that firepower too when the actual planning, when the calling isn't going right.
Vitality को हरा दिया.
For EDG here, you look at the clean rounds, they do have the better weaponry.
Ah!
He's right behind you, and he's got help. Buzz just decimating them. He's on 5 HP, but he's still swinging.
Buzz ने
Okay,
क्या ही
Spike's gone down.
नस्पल्टी है
We've got Chichu and Smoggy coming back in.
Oh, that's a huge knife. It's going to spot both players. Meteor's right flush with the wall again.
You can't let him get away with it.
Oh well, nah, bro.
Steal away the round, and
Well,
EDG
nah.
again being punished.
T1 in that cubby corner on
पूरी
B side.
dominate
Just
कर रही थी,
own
देख क्या हो
EDG.
गया अचानक से ये.
This team can't do anything about it. Both halves now. To
That-
come in with a
Buzz भी
MasterCard
क्या
thrifty
ही-
with Buzz somehow
इस
getting
क्रिया
that timing
लेकिन-
into the smoke is crazy.
इश्क भी हो
This
गया
is near
उसका.
on unforgivable though. You got given that tiny bit of chance. And you can see what it does to the opposition. You can see how much that gets them closer to that finish line for map 1. They're up to 10. EDG, the opportunity dwindling here. But can they replicate the same sort of thing? Sheriffs, Stingers, Classics, it ain't much. But Smoggy He's going to give it a damn good go here. Not sharp enough this time. And again, you don't find one of T1. There's two, there's three. They are all there. I like the fast flank, but what does it matter when they're going to have side control unless there's a little bit of stall?
Yeah, EDG trying to dominate space into Lamps right now. Buy some time, but Buzz perched up in heaven is now going to switch over, get the spike on the ground. That's more orbs to him.
Grab it. EDG
Going T1's way.
कोई सब से
Chichu taking the very long road to get
जैसे
over
हमको
here.
गेम चल रही है
Nah,
मेरे को नहीं
that's
लगता
comfortable. And now the quiet is so loud. The fact that no
Chichu
one's
तो
seen
क्या ही
Chichu,
चलेगा।
surely someone goes, probably a flank here. We still have the utility behind us, might have taken the long route. He does get a step closer, but look at these repositions in the post plant. No one's really vulnerable to him trying to work back into this. He'll have to give away the game by obviously tapping the spike. There's the awareness now. Meteor goes down for it. Can you cost him any more, Chichu? Tap on the spike. Someone will check. And it was Buzz. Easy in the end. 3 standing, 11 rounds, EDG. You had your chance. You might have let it slip.
Certainly seems that way. T1 not phased at all by EDG because they kind of know that whenever on defense EDG run into some trouble, they just start walking at you. They say, hey, individuals, go get some kills. That first fight down short didn't work, so of course Chichu is going to be finding some opportunity on the flank. This is kind of the last chance now for EDG. Light armor on 4 players. Buzz with some options here on a judge to wreak havoc to the lightly shielded players.
One off from the ult as well. Buzz closing in on that. Now, how do they want to start into this? They're not in a hurry. 11 to 4.
Yeah, often T1 will slow things down, see if EDG are going to overstep, and then they can bank off of Stack's ultimate to actually exec into a site. Main problem is going to be the Vise playing away from the util. That's stacked over on A short.
Kong. Takes a lot to be brave in these situations, but they're going to try and stand and fight on this one, and they might get punished. Buzz, head first, Meteor with the 1-2 punch. T1, they're already in on the site. EDG had a quick rotate off the back of the drone that went down from nobody, so they have the extra body here. Simon is at least controlling some of the space. Chichu now, working back in through from Lamps. Going to be forced away from this, though.
He needed that. Now EDG come on in, but Sylvan still locking them down, seeing just a pixel angle over the smoke.
Yeah, Chichu and nobody up against it now. T1 with the numbers. Izu waiting and watching, controlling so much of this site. There's nothing for nobody to do. He makes a go, but it is nowhere near good enough. 12 to 4.
EDG guys, forgive
T1
to
are
this
out for
play of
blood.
final. Not a
It's just a beautiful thing to watch right now. First, it's the pop flash, then this shot. I think, by the way, Sylvan or Meteor spamming off of minimap because Buzz like barely saw him off his shoulder inside of the smoke.
Yeah.
And that's netting them a kill somehow. Then their fundamentals in the post plant always getting ready to swing off one another. EDG, what do you have left in the tank? There's a tail ult, but it's 4 Guardians and a Judge. About as bad as it can possibly get here on 12.
Nobody कैसा अल्टर मरना चाहिए इसमें का
Scraping what they can together, making something out of nothing, trying to at least. Chichu holding the corner, trying to show a little presence, but there's a lot of players heading their way.
If they lose Hookah, it's over for EDG. The Thorns buying some amount of time for them to look back in towards Octagon.
So tense between these two, though. So you're going to trigger the wall towards long. That's a lot of bodies now spotted. I'm looking at Meteor's timing here. Does he try and catch a little bit of a window on it?
Wow.
Oh, and he's rewarded! Nobody to
Nice.
Meteor getting away with murder!
EDG, the
just
super.
explode on the side! Kankai and
Opening
Simon
the chair,
left to pick up the
EDG.
pieces! Oh, he's trying! Simon's trying, but trying is not enough! Map 1, like a dagger to the heart of EDG! T1 walk away at 13 to 4.
Just devastating, destructive. Meteor and T1 just waylaid EDG out of this.
बहुत बुरा मारा है, बहुत बुरा, बहुत बुरा। Hell nah bro. वो पोस्ट करते हैं क्या बोलते हैं अपन? Play one match there.
Match found. Death match. Warm up.
Warm up. ज़्यादा ही एस्थेटिक लग रहा था। वार्म अप मेरे सामने चूतिया बने जाते हैं। वार्म अप ऑपरेटर क्या हो गया? वार्म अप
These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense.
Fight!
In we go.
Ay, shit. क्या? नहीं, इतना बुरा नहीं खेल पाऊंगा।
You lose.
Dominating.
खुद क्या आएगा? क्या करो? मार कब मैं परफेक्ट एम मार करूँगा
Kills remaining.
Ah. Nice.
Astra's gone.
Five kills remaining. Dominating. One kill remaining.
GG go.
What I've said really resonated with
GG go. हार्ड कैसे होता है
My ultimate's ready.
रेडी हो गया तेरा अल्ट रेडी हो तो उसमें मैं क्या ही कर सकता हूँ बोल मैं क्या ही कर सकता है
My ult's ready. Taking that back. Well divided. Well divided. My ult's ready. My ult's ready.
My ult is ready.
Nightmare, take them!
My ult is ready.
Nightmare, take them!
My ult is ready.
Nightmare, take them!
My ult is ready.
Let's turn the tide! Ultimate ready!
Ooh, start.
EG, but in to see.
Okay, Izu now going to be threatened
rotate
here.
even
They're
the
all
ground
on the
भी ले
side.
लिया
They're all
बे।
towards that smoke. There is a deadly threat, and Silver can't deal with all of it. No, he
Even
can't.
तो
Better,
जो EDG को
better
भगा
from
के रखे।
EDG, bursting out together, fighting as a pack. Stacks, I was really in the, trying to build something up there. Calm it down. Kong's going to get that Phantom. He's good. Got this sorted. Buzz going to have to give away the game. And for EDG, a critical round here.
I think honestly Buzz might just want to save this Outlaw. Do good for him. EDG did a much better job clearing into that backside like you're saying, right? I think Simon had a great flash. They're pushing through as the Omen smoke. That sort of allowed T1 to get the flood going. Ended up falling down, and their spacing as they went out. It's one after another.
Weapon here.
I think jumping too with the first player just to disrupt some crosshairs. Much better work than we've seen so far from EDG.
It's just tempered towards the end there for Buzz. Just going to try and keep hold of this. This is a very well needed round though for EDG, right? I can't stress it enough. As much as yes, it is best of 5. Yes, it is a longer series in that regard. This is a confidence builder around,
Comeback
right?
करेगा
You're
EDG,
working
comeback
together,
करेगा EDG,
shoulder to shoulder. It's just
comeback
kind of brawling out. You make it count against much better weapons, right? It starts to feel a little bit better. Takes away a little bit of that chip on the shoulder. That should kind of shake off a little bit of the pressure. And how does T1 respond with this as well? Because they could go for a bit of a broken by themselves, but it certainly won't be pretty.
Yeah, it's just going to be the one Bulldog picked up from Meteor, because they only bought 4 rifles in the last round. And everyone on EDG has heavy armor, so this Outlaw not going to be too threatening. Early combo into a lobby that EDG are just going to dodge away from and quickly clear into the space. They don't want to get into that situation where you have to re-clear A to a forward stack from T1 like on that pistol.
रेज नहीं है एक बार इस बार किसी ने दे साइड पर
Still right place, right time. Good trade for Kong though. Keeping this now level pegging, but there are players on this side, so it could get a little bit scrappy. I want to see this kept clean from EDG. Buzz rattling a bullet through Kong, and now they're down a player. And Stacks, no! Oh, Simon does get headshot though. This makes him pretty vulnerable to this, and Buzz is feeling a little tricky. Nice from EDG. Navigating the threats, but look at the HP. Smoggy 10, Simon 35. Silver trying to take on the better HP Chicho. It's possible for Izu, and it doesn't happen. Close, not close enough in the end. EDG weathered the storm.
That's the control I was hoping to see out of EDG, right? As soon as they find that opening pick, they take it slower, right? They're holding for T1 to fight into them, as the disadvantaged team often needs to end up doing. Even here, where Stacks is able to push into the smoke, EDG calmly deal with him.
A little bit of a fight. I like this from both teams now, even in these lower rounds, right? Pistols just coming out, right place for it. I like what they were trying to do, you know what I mean? Love this from both sides. Scrappy. 2 consecutive rounds here for EDG. They need this third. See how they start this.
Holding the stun just off the contact, little combo piece to come through, and Kong's quickly taken into the space.
That's
what? He gets a kill!
He walks the smoke like that. Stack, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, Simon's just like, someone just got jump scared by this. Surely not a third, right? Surely not a third. EDG kept on their toes here, but doing well, dealing with the trail of players crawling out from sewer.
I mean, it's unexpected, that's for sure. T1 were certainly trying to get cute with it, and Izu as well. takes the timing to isolate the fight. Spike's being planted too, so maybe with these cages and smokes going out, he has a timing window to slip into.
They're trying to get a little techie on this. I like that. And I gotta say, Sylvan on that Omen, like what we've been seeing from him. Probably one of those cerebral players I've seen as of late. But can they clear EDG? Dedicated in the oh! It's a belting shot, but Chi-Chu's here now. Starting to warm up a little, looking much better overall.
Chi-Chu was the standout player from this event, right? So to see him now back-to-back rounds, 3Ks for him.
7-1 overall.
Exactly, especially when these rounds are getting a little bit closer than you would like from EDG. Still, EDG dealing with these one-by-one walk-ups very nicely. Can't complain.
Oh, that is nice from Chi-Chu.
Nice!
They need someone to become a bit of a talisman for this team. Turn up when they need it. 7-1 certainly a good look. And maybe T1 just kind of slow it down a little bit. Go back to a little bit of the norm after what was a very interesting previous round.
I've got to say, I like Kong Kong going for the Outlaw here. I don't think enough teams have been abusing low buys by going for these Outlaw purchases, even on the attack. That said, he's getting all the way to the backside of me. Look at that, that's pretty!
He tried to put on a show for us. Stack's gonna stop it, but still, he should be dead in the water, yeah. Izu, last one to try and make a stand, but this is better from EDG. Controlled, poised, handled, lovely stuff. Up to 4 now, making their response on the board.
And this was T1's map pick coming in to this series. Of course, Haven, very familiar territory. They've been strong on it so far. We hadn't seen EDG play this map just yet so far in this tournament. So far in the important swing rounds, all right from them. I think the big challenge is soon to come from EDG. They're dealing nicely on the anti-eco. They're now coming into a round where every ult in the game, basically, is going to be available. T1 have 4. Just the Your ult they're going to be missing. Also looks like Buzz wants to buy down into an operator, so they saved into that. EDG will realize that and note that possibility coming out of the timeout.
It certainly will, and again, if we're going to note the early timeouts for EDG in map 1, have to say the same thing here for T1. Relatively early, maybe not as early, but still enough going wrong, enough to talk through here, because the rounds have been a little bit volatile, to say the least, from T1. Yeah. Maybe just settle into the game, slow it down a touch.
That's the thing, though. They always have the option to speed up in a mid-round, right? This team is going to combo the undercut from ISO with that Sova ulti just to get one-shots against you. They can use that Nate lobby. They can use that when you try to plant the spike, you know? It's very versatile. And, of course, the kill contract, too, for Meteor. Even just using that to disrupt a site hit, pull your jet out of the equation, well then how do you break out of a choke? T1 have a lot of different ideas to work with, and they're going to start out by opening strong into A lobby again.
4 players for T1 on this A side as well. All eggs in one basket. B side doesn't even have a trip towards it. They does have the player of Izu coming in, but once they're really committed, they do have the ult. Maybe it's just to put this in play, but EDG so far, right reaction, right approach.
I like right side here pinging out too, the potential walk-up, so not walking into that at all for the time being, although now that they've used the drone, they're pretty committed towards this B or C side. It's very hard to re-clear A lobby without the Tejo drone, as we saw in the pistol.
I like it. I like that they've just started quickly here, still above a minute, cleared the trip through towards Garage, and now they're just kind of going through a pretty well-rounded default, but on this side there is Buzz. And Buzz as an operator. This is a lot though. Got to imagine there'll be util here. Oh, stolen away! Right out in front of him! And now Meteor, you better not miss, he doesn't! Kong goes down! It felt like death from either side.
Meteor calls it a kill contract, I call it a kill steal! Just plucking Kong away from that, but still Buzz is waiting on the other side of this smoke.
Yeah, Buzz doesn't want to give this up. Trying to stick around on the site.
He
see the ult coming in, this is nice, he's still got round! He's trying to make up for it! Kill stolen before, but made up for now! It's Simon and Chi-Chu trying to claw into this one! That's brutal though! Chi-Chu being the headliner now, put out, leaving Simon on 30 HP, not gonna get it, T1 back in the game here.
Those are the nastiest ultimates just coming online right there though. T1 disrupting the hit with the Sova ult from far. That That's just crazy. Okay, it would have been a miss right between the legs. Oh, good. We'll take those. I love how Buzz plays it here, too.
Wow.
Very nearly 3 kills.
But again, I do like how EDG started that round, going through the the protocol list, going down it, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, clearing the util. Sadly for them, went back in towards all those ults, and big investment on the other side now as well.
EDG जीतेगी नहीं जीतेगी कोई कमेंट में बताने वाला भी नहीं है.
Don't know what he's looking at, but
अपन अकेले
T1 have slept down into mid.
Wow,
Looking
wow,
at it.
wow.
And now EDG boxed into this A site, forced to move towards the operator.
Buzz gotta get out of there, yeah, takes the TP. Backs away, finds a new angle to play from. There's still... Quick as lightning from Buzz! And EDG now down to the field. He's still trying to make it into the side. The crossbar, the flash, it is perfect! T1 flawlessly closing the gap.
The work Buzz has been able to do on these deeper lines with the operator on the A site has just been gorgeous. I mean, turning away, backing off the flash, swinging back into the angle again. It's just a thing of beauty. And EDG are forced into the play because of that early pick into mid. He's re-swinging the up line using the clone to buffer it out as well. Flash too. Picking off Simon, jumping out of the air. That Yoru micro is just impeccable.
I love this reactionary timeout from EDG. We saw it earlier for T1 pumping their brakes around that 6th round, but they then converted. This operator coming out, the switch-ups they've had have been working. EDG unable to problem solve quick enough on the fly. They want to slow things down, right? This is a good lead for them to start with. Those 4 in successions has got to feel good, but enough has been answered back, so time for them to prove that they can solve it too.
Really, if I'm thinking about, coach approaching into this timeout, I'm thinking 2 rounds ago when EDG slowly worked in the mid space as a team, and they used the Tejo drone into Garage. Then they didn't have it for the A lobby re-clear, so they were showing very early breach utility. That sort of primed and told Buzz this play is coming. So T1 quickly got in and were able to disrupt the hit. I think EDG, I like those looks where they're, taking into that mid space, dealing with the cyber utility so that T1 can't just heavy stack onto the A side. But they need to keep that drone alive, or clearing out the Yoru from A long is just not realistic.
What is the solution for EDG here? As you said, couple options that they could lean towards. Does Buzz switch up now? Does he try and post up somewhere different? Is there a new look? We'll see. A different TP out as well, quite far away. And I don't think that's a bad read either. It feels like that C site, that kind of B pressure has been a little harder to handle, but again, very similar start here. It does look like it's intended to finish C. We still have Sylvan here. We did have that TP taken. There are players on this side of the map. There's a lot of players here. Buzz is going to let them know. That's going to bring a dinner bell. They want in. Sylvan's gone down. They find the site. Smoggy gets caught out. Easer's right there. Trading back and back. T1 trying to hold on, but Kang is tearing them apart.
क्या हो गया बे?
Has he got an idea, Kang?
ये
Are you serious?
भूचाल आ गया क्या 1 मिनट में अंदर?
Oh my god, both of these players brilliant in their own way. Kang daring Stacks to take a look. Stacks, he says
भूचाल आ गया बहन जो क्या ही राउंड निकाला है बे ये?
Keeps EDG with
मैं
a
बोला
gap in the lead.
जेम्स के अपना पोटेंशियल पे आएगा ना तो ही जीतेंगे.
What a round out of the duelist.
बहुत सही राउंड था लेकिन ना.
EDG choosing to speed up into that C hit. And it looked ugly for a second because Izu in this spot instantly plucks out Smoggy. Turns around into this fight in Garage. And yet, Hong still managed to get into backside.
He saved him here.
Let's go!
He needed one of those. Top of the board now for EDG. Getting a little warm up.
EDG come back, EDG come back.
I like the adjustment of those missiles twice in a row now. Buzz had to teleport away. Yet, if EDG run the same round, the trap setup in Garage is going to be deadly. Apparently in Sylvan's hand.
Waiting on the verge for the commitment now. Spike coming back around towards the B side, but information. Buzz wants it, he gets it. Plenty seen. Should be enough to give away the game. Buzz? Buzz?
Yeah?
That's a little too far in my mind. Hoping, praying that'd work out. It's not going to happen. Meteor,
ये
you gonna walk
चूतिया
smoke
अल्ट
as
का
well?
यूज
He's got
करता है
double
क्या?
tap on, but this feels
इसके मुंह
almost
पे
too
बोलता है
easy
बस
as well
अपना
there.
अल्ट
He's the one to do well, but it's EDG finding
हाँ बड़े लगते हैं
stability
भोसड़ी के
after their own timeout.
I like the idea from T1, but that's a near sight, not a blind.
EDG जो फर्स्ट राउंड में कर रही थी
Buzz
ना वो
ends up
सेम
getting
टीम
punished
इस
for
राउंड में
that.
कर रही है बिना
EDG
कोऑर्डिनेशन
finding
के
continued
मैच
success with these
खेलना
early mid works. Again, yeah,
इसके
Chichu is
मुंह पे
still
अल्ट
going to be able to see
ओपन
Buzz,
करता है
who's
वहाँ
trying to play
खड़ा
that
हुआ है
shorty
उसको
game
मालूम
against
है
him. Good reactions from him.
देखो ब्लाइंड ड्रॉप फिर भी
Starting to see Kung Kung. There it is. Looking at this back again. He's starting to hit a little harder here.
It's not like T1 are making it easy. They're consistently flooding into sides.
Really nice
EDG
and
are being
Chicho ने सही
challenged.
ले लिया
I think the more they see these rounds, the more they're ready for the fast retakes.
बस का बजे बजा दिया
And this seems quite simplistic in approach because he's maybe feeling this, and maybe not this time too far. All alone, no support, gets done for. And Meteor taking a glance over the top of the site, but there's a lot of bodies here. Sylvan's still here. We still got a lot to clear here for EDG. But they fight as one. They fight together. Buzz
क्या हुआ
doesn't
बे?
work, but it's all still
कौन जीता?
traded out in EDG's side. Where the hell is Stacks?
nice
Question that they have not answered
Stacks
yet.
कर पाएगा
Stacks do the unthinkable.
नहीं
Not
कर
today.
पाएगा।
Chichu is there. EDG back in this series now. 7 rounds. Starting to look stable.
It does seem like EDG's utility is hitting its mark. That's another round where they fight into backside C very successfully. Really, it looks a little bit ugly because Kung Kung drops down early on, but then EDG wait. That first re-swing isn't a great look for T1, then pushing through the cage does very nicely for them. This is going to force T1 down onto a bad buy.
And look, as simplistic as it sounds, we have to look at the scoreboard too. The difference between map 1 and 2 here, Chichu and Kung Kung both starting to, warm into this. Starting to just shoot back, right? It feels like it's been a little bit of an absence from that. But finding their footing now would be perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That
will absolutely do it. Still trying to be he's just untouchable. You just can't take him down. Slick moves, but it is a lighter purchase for T1, so we don't lose our minds just yet.
Yeah, Kung Kong's doing some crazy flying business up in mid. Now EDG, they slow down, they wait, they know T1's going to start walking.
Nice
And again, it feels like a very different team compared to map number 1.
To change the match
That's the difference
whole
in the maps, the work
point
they've done.
Ult
Every
मारेगा
time,
क्या
even in these bad buys, like Izu, I feel like he's been in these spots where his whole team is dead, he's still finding like 2 kills every time. It's a bit silly.
It's nice to see this life
Yeah,
in
moment
EDG
ले
though,
लिया
right?
क्या?
It just feels like we're back in actually getting the game here. T1, I mean, I need them to reply as well. I do think it's easy to overestimate a little bit of what they did if you're looking at that Vitality result, because I'll be honest, Vitality didn't look good there. Clearly, they won't be happy with it either. They can watch that one back and tell you it themselves. But this is now EDG starting to stretch their legs in this series too, right? This is 8 rounds in their name, keeping T1 a mile away.
4 ults for EDG to work with. Early undercut, and Kung Kung's up just doesn't pay off.
That's one of the 2 heavy hitters removed.
Jumps के पास
Making it a little bit trickier. Chichu dead as well. Buzz. A big game hunter it looks like right
बस के
now.
पास भी वो पे
Giving Simon, Nobody and Smoggy to try and navigate this new threatening territory towards the A site.
As soon as the Rolling Thunder comes out, it's a kill contract ready to just steal one player out of it. Dodge away from Meteor is nice.
Yeah, very nice. The timing on this is actually going to be pretty interesting. Okay, Meteor does manage to get Simon. The site's still under scrutiny. Buzz is just coming alive here. He's still got to do a lot more though. Oh, Buzz is going nuclear on the site. Oh, it's incredible from Buzz.
Buzz has just been otherworldly. The A site belongs to this man. T1 felt like all the momentum had been stolen away, but from start to finish in this round, Buzz was online.
Yeah, big game hunting. Look at him, the first 2. Finding the top frag as Chichu, Kung Kung gone, and then just says, I'll do it all myself.
इस मारा ऑपरेटर के साथ वो भी गए निकल गए राउंड को
It gives them a lifeline. It's a small one, but it is a lifeline. got a little treat.
Buzz is
I've got a treat for you folks at home.
unstoppable, bro. Buzz is
One and only. Not
unstoppable.
for you. You are. No,
That's
you are from
the
America.
player.
It's going to be Tarek. You don't want to miss it. We love hearing from him.
Esport
Big
player.
fan. At least someone from Sentinels made it this far.
क्या बोला था इनको मैंने इसको?
สวัสดีครับ
Ah.
โอ้โห วันนี้เราก็มาอยู่กับแขกพิเศษจริงๆนะครับผม and ladies and gentlemen let's give an official round of applause for Tarek
Trick.
oh amazing crowd and it's such an honor to have you here with me. First things first, who are you supporting in Masters Bangkok?
It's a good question. Actually, I'm a big EDG stan, but I'm actually supporting T1 because I think Buzz and Stacks deserve a win. So T1 fighting.
โอ้นะครับสำหรับคำถามแรก อยากรู้ครับว่า Tarek เนี่ยซัพพอร์ตใครนะครับผมเขาบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยคือชอบ EDG นะแต่ว่าเพราะบัสกับแซกน่าจะควรได้ชัยชนะบ้างเลยคิดว่าอยากให้ T1 ชนะนะครับผมในวันนี้ส่วนคำถามต่อมาครับนี่เป็นครั้งแรกที่เขามาเยือนประเทศไทยนะครับเลยอยากรู้ว่าประเทศไทยเนี่ยเป็นยังไงบ้างนะครับ Next question, you just mentioned that this is the first time that you're in Thailand. I would love to know how is Thailand treating you so far?
Oh my God, Thailand is amazing. I haven't actually stepped out to this area of the crowd. You guys here are the best. Big shout out to everyone here. I love Thailand, and yeah, it's been awesome. A pleasure more than anything.
And it's also an honor for Thai people to have you here in our soil as well. Any last words to say before we go back to the game?
I'm gonna do it again. Go Valorant!
Hey, go Valorant! And that will be it for now. We'll bring you back to Haven.
Just a Valorante lover. What can you do? Just cheering for a good game.
Yeah,
what a guy.
Respect it.
Love that. 8-4 though, right? We focus back in on this.
Sure.
This has been a
ये
road
राउंड
to
जा
recovery
रहा
for
है
EDG in my mind.
T1 के
Correcting that one
पास
and
because of
looking a little bit
मिल
better in
चुका
this
है
and actually quite a
momentum.
large margin. One,
T1
Kang
को
way better in this one. Chichu, way better.
अगर
Simon showing
मेरी
up. We're
बात
starting to see those
सच
individuals
निकली
now. 4 rounds
समझ
to T1
लेना
is workable, but it's not
Valorant
easy.
खेलना मेरी बस की बात
Oh,
है
wait, he's dropping the deep and he's taking heads.
Spike down. C.
How did he get the second? How did he get the first?
It was like it was a nice setup, and then he just decided he was going to front 4 players on long.
It must be nice to be Kong Kong, right? It must be nice. Even in your errors, you still look so good doing that. Izu, Buzz, and Sylvan.
बस इज बजा बस सबका बटन दबा बस
This is
बस तू
Buzz is
बस
feeling
जा
very uncomfortable.
आज
Every angle feels
मेरा
threatening. He's down to what?
राउंड निकाल दे बस
Stalled out, looking for a
बस
chance here.
ए
Got
बस
space on A,
बस
and Buzz, he's selling a
Buzz.
sinker here.
Yeah, he's trying to do his
Buzz,
best,
Buzz,
but their
Buzz,
players are
Buzz.
closing
Ah,
from every
Buzz,
single
Magat.
direction. Good news, I
Gonna
suppose, for T1 is Spike is surely to end up getting planted here. Quick jump to the trip. But Izu's going to have to get active and start fighting forward, finding some kind of pick if T1 are going to have a chance.
Surely not, right?
जीत जा ये राउंड
Surely not.
जीत जा
Corners have been tough for
जीत
EDG.
जा
Don't
गोटी
mention it. There's no
गोटी
way. They
T1
still got so much
गोटी
you do.
Oh my lord.
Nah, 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 nah.
Okay, they're not coming in just yet.
गोटी T1
But they-
I'm not having it.
गोटी
I'm not having it. I can't allow this to happen. Why do I feel like it might happen? Izu. Yeah, okay, nice. Get cleared. That's fine. It's all fine. We make it through the round. EDG have 4 standing.
That's
Kung
true.
managed to get 2 magically. I don't understand it, but it's all good. EDG,
India's got
up to
Leighton
9.
That's the thing, though. If you can rely on Kong Kong to get 2 kills at the start of every round, you're winning every round.
True.
You know, like what is that? Yeah?
हाँ या
This game works
Oh,
different.
so the first shot
बस
was
तो वहाँ पे
actually
बजाता है
collapsed.
रह
So
गया
it was
दरवाजे
actually
पे
a
बजर और
double
वो
bump.
पीछे से
Yeah,
मार के चला
makes
गया
sense.
उनका बजर पीछे से कोई बजर दबा गया बस का बजर वहीं दब गया
There he
Showing.
is.
What that means for him is that's going to be an outlaw for
9-4 हो गया बे
this second round.
चुप
You're really going to get like a 13-4. Both sides here
और
on each
कुछ नहीं
other's
कह
maps
सकते
as well. There's a
मोमेंटम दोनों
potential
के
for it.
पास है
I don't know if T1's
ज़्यादा
going to let
EDG
that
के
happen,
पास
but for now, going to be looking to flood towards this seaside. We've got a plenty of player here as well.
वाह भाई
Chichu,
ऐसा
one
कब
of them.
खेलता हो जाएगा
Gonna be
इतना
guarding towards backside, turns the flash as well, turns it as well as he could at least, but still gonna get his man T1. What are you doing? EDG, this is not the round that you let slip.
the inverse of the first half. And Outlaw alive in a 1v4, but Kong Kong might just be better.
Oh, there's something about Kong Kong right now. And Buzz is on 1 HP. And remember before how this happened. Buzz against Kong Kong. And this time Buzz holds his nerve. He waits. Did he take a glance? Did he take a look? He does now. The shot goes
Fuck!
in!
पीछे था वो, पीछे था.
A dream. Enough for T1 now. God
वे
almighty,
क्या ही
this
राउंड
game.
निकाला है कि
All of a
ने
sudden,
क्या
the
ही
hope that was
राउंड.
lost just brought right back. I mean, it's a great flash, gets just 3 players.
I thought they were able to like get away from that a little bit, but man.
What the fuck? भाई इसको लोकेशन नहीं मालूम थी वरना ये
Look at
राउंड
Kong
था.
Kong, right? It's like suddenly,
राउंड
oh,
ऑफ
we've
द
got 3 players, all good. Oh no, we
टूर्नामेंट
don't.
हो
We've got
जाता है
one.
ये.
At least 1 HP. Oof.
Good thing Buzz won that 1v1 at the end, because I think he sold his teammates out. Jumping away at the teleport after getting flashed on up.
Oh, nice
Why do I
one,
think- oh, Kong Kong.
Kidamzi, nice one,
He's going for it.
Jamzi.
Knives are out. Let's have a go. Going for the best. Going for the
बोलो
fight
चूतिया
too.
नाम सही रखो ले तुम सब तो
Right up
pronounce
behind
करने
him.
में अच्छा रहे.
Does he get a pixel out of place here? Our drone's coming, but he doesn't care. See me all you want. It's easy to catch him. Deny this. Stacks gets out with his life. The pressure's still coming, but look at the TP. Buzz, he's right back behind them.
मोमेंटम शिफ्ट हो चुका है गाइस. मोमेंटम बहुत.
HP again getting a
वो राउंड आ
3K.
जाता ना तो क्या ही मोमेंटम शिफ्ट होता. पूरा पूरा टीम EDG का
We're
कॉन्फिडेंस
gonna
में
take no
चला
risks.
जाता.
Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere else. This game just feels like it's starting to get a little crazy already.
Yeah, I think Buzz had the TP prime to go back over towards C early on. Just snapped back in. Got super creative with the pinch, and this is what T1 are so cool at, right, with this comp. The different map rotations they can make, the combos of utility. They can be kind of anywhere at any point in it, especially on an attacking side. EDG, when they start losing numbers, that is going to start creating gaps around them. If Chichu ever falls or his util is broken, EDG are going to be very mindful, finding where potential lurks from T1 can be, where these TPs can wind up too.
Yeah, for Smoggy, looking to just keep what he has. That would be lovely, the best outcome possible. Now, let's kind of call it what it is. There's a lot of room for EDG to take their time here. Now, not, you know, complete and utter and, you know, foot off the gas sort of situation, but they don't need to be in a massive hurry. It's all good.
Yeah, we saw the big mid-walk that last round. I'd expect to see them go back to defaulting a little bit more towards A lobby control.
Crowd loves to stave. They can't get enough of it. But you're right. I feel like this could just be one of those like kind of like baits though, where it's like, yeah, the TV's ridiculous. How are you gonna think about that? But I do feel like there's gonna be a bit of bait, right? Because I think EDG will just kind of pull it together, get the ults going, all good. Right? There's been a couple of crazy rounds that have been kind of tipped out of the normal fashion they fall from that round 14 onwards. I think they can recover this fine. They don't need to hurry it. They don't need to be desperate at it. Keep composed, keep cool. I'm worried if we see more of those sort of rounds though from Buzz, right? Starting to see him heat up, starting to find that X factor for himself.
And the fact that Buzz has the dimensional drift is going to be the biggest problem for EDG in this round. Now, T1 put down this early Cypher camera to clear out these A players tagged into. They see the jet, so this Yor is going to be fully faking over into the C side before snapping back into the team and re-clearing the other forward spots.
EDG are here though.
He didn't see Simon.
Oh my god, this could be devastating. Wait, it can still work out in his favor. How's he gone away with this? I don't get it, Buzz. Almost on a platter, does go down, but he sees it all.
Nice.
EDG do so well to just hold their ground during that play.
निकालो ये round,
Not get
EDG
fooled.
निकालो.
But now T1, they've left Isu into short. The drone isn't going to spot him away, so while T1 create massive pressure onto the C site, get that spike onto the ground, Isu needs to act quickly and come in on that flank.
Yeah, because they still have to withstand the potential.
Oh no, they're coming back into him. Here,
They
the
hit a
footsteps leave.
They're going for a little double pump on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're going to leave Meteor front B as well. This is nice macro.
Little bold, but I like it. Harder to retake this site than C for sure in my mind. That nice insert towards B. Kung going on the flank, but they still have that util up. I'm getting a little close here. Bond's going to be in. Now the time to activate for Meteor, and timing is everything. Flank on a flank, right? We've got Kung Kung on one side, Meteor on the other. Oh, you got Smoggy turning around to a terrible surprise, seeing Meteor in the back lines, and now they got problems. They wanted to pinch on that. Izu trying to play it forward, but Chichu succeeds. Nice from Kung Kung. There's the flank coming in. Stax is over towards Quad. This is a lot on their shoulders. Meteor needs to be up to the task.
वाह हो
Stax
गया
is,
हो गया हो
Stax,
गया
oh, a nice try, but EDG
मैं बोला था कि चिंचू ने मेट्रो को ले लिया ग्राउंड है
EDG keeping composed even while T1 play a beautiful round over the map. Letting him know it at the end there too. It was kind of crazy how Buzz wasn't able to find a kill and then he maybe was and eventually ends up getting taken down into long. But I think Kong Kong deciding to go for that late flank too, the fact that he finds the kill is everything for EDG.
Enemy remaining.
Watching that back, knife's edge stuff. By getting a little bit shoddy there, Izu going to be down to the Bulldog. We still have a couple of ults in play for T1. On the other side, nothing there yet, but some very close by. Starting things off, T1 trying to be subtle with their approach towards A, but a lot of commitment behind this.
Yeah, T1 can do some annoying things here with the Omen and the ISO ult. You can pluck someone off the site, then go for a deep Omen ult that could be unheard by the side anchor.
Oh, there's 4 players here. They've been able to stack this out. They want to have a brawl on it. Do T1 commit? They're giving it a go. Meteor is going to snatch Kung Kung. That's a big 1v1 though. Whoa, and Kung Kung does go down. Meteor back into the fray and back in towards the site. But EDG have bodies here. Simon not clean enough on that. And T1 show him how to get around.
Buzz with another 3K. A double duelist combo coming up in a big way. Meteor flanks the first pick onto the Jet. Buzz shuts it down with the 3. Those execs can be so disruptive.
Do you think we get a timeout from EDG? Because you look at this, the succession of rounds, right? T1 is starting to find a little bit of something behind them here. I don't want to say that they're close enough by yet, but maybe you make it through this one, see how it feels, but I do start to keep a glance towards it, because EDG weren't in a massive hurry. They didn't have to be too worried, you know, after that half. Now they got to start keeping a little bit of a closer eye. Get a couple more of those, and now we're talking. Ooh, Izu, in a round like this, are we really going for that?
Oh, hello.
Peekaboo. Ooh, this is still pretty risky, but he does manage it. He's fine in the end. Gets away from the threat from nobody, but Kung Kung still controlling. Still posturing and threatening. The Owl drone.
Eyes on Garage right now. Izu looking for a little step out. Actually, sorry, Chichu. Pushed back.
This B plant here is risky. Stax might die for it, and they already retake front site. Trying to disrupt the deeper lines is difficult, but it's certainly not impossible, and they have some numbers here. T1 making this hard work, but they're going to hold this down. They've got the ult to try and bank on. Already Stax does get a tag. Does at least deny that first attempt here.
Trying to tap back on, but that pop punch is going to be brutal. Conco with 3 though. Still has chances in this round.
It ain't over. Util coming in. Pressure starting to happen here. Simon up against Izu. You got to check on this. You got to swing on this. He's got it. He has the info. T1 have at least another go at things. Oh.
These rounds are just mental.
That was with like 2 sheriffs. That was 2 sheriffs. And EDG are that threatening.
Good on Izu to close out the round there. We don't talk about it all the time, but this kid's flexibility is just absurd, right? Like, we saw him play the Fade to perfection on Bind. Now he switches over to Sentinel on the Cypher, right? Gets the wall back, finishes the kill, but we haven't even seen him tap into the double duelist. That's where he really thrives.
So that is where my mind goes.
चलो 11
Do they get to identify this
4 अल्टे पे चूतियों हारना
find
मत
out where it resides. T1 will
एक ही
need
अल्टे
to do
सामने
their
वाले
due
वो भी ओमन
diligence
का
here.
अल्टे है
Don't want to run into that lane.
अटैकिंग में कहीं घंटे काम नहीं आता
Do you want to do a bit of baiting on C?
डिफेंडिंग में
They're
काम
going to
आता है
Smoggy take the first contact.
सॉरी डिफेंडिंग भी है
Plays
वो ना
for that garage angle. A little bit more passive.
Chichu right there though.
Look at all those pings though. T1 knows something's up because they just droned A lobby and didn't see the Jet.
If they swing this corner,
Ult to scan it.
there it is.
वो
How
अच्छे
much
से
info
यूज
they
करे
got?
तो
The fair amount, but the ice turning was enough for Kong Kong. He's been in this position before, and he succeeded. but they don't fancy it. They hear that
Alt और
and they
operator दोनों एक
scatter.
साथ
Other
लगे
side of the map,
कौन
they have no idea. Now they
बे
know.
चूतिए
Meteor,
मेट्रो ने गान
reminding them
मार
of who he is. There's still a man here. Surely,
Metro,
the Kong is
Meteor,
still here. It ain't
Meteor.
over till he falls. The spike should be planted. Nobody is here
Two
early.
3 प्लांट हुआ नहीं है
His
प्लांट हो
temptation,
गया
he
लग
wanted
गए
it.
लोरी
Stacks laughed in his face as Kang called upon again.
लग
The man
गए
himself would
गुरु
need
जी
nothing
लग
less than
गए
an
4
ace
अल्ट
here,
के
2
होने के
already.
बावजूद अगर
Have
राउंड
to
नहीं
find the
निकलता
other 3.
इसका मतलब EDG
Zia
का दिन नहीं है
settling in,
आज
thinking about it.
आज
This
वो घर
sight
जाएगी
here on
देख लेना
impossible, and step by step shifting away.
इम्पॉसिबल है
I
सेव
think he
ही
knows this
करेगा
one
वो
is
सेव
out
ही
of
करेगा
hand. I think he knows that operator
को
is far too
मालूम
precious
है ये
to try and
राउंड
tussle
मेरा
with this
नहीं
site.
है
Nobody went
क्या
for that crazy drop because he
करूं
knows
एक
his
बंदा भी
teammate has the
मार
off. Would have been the
पाऊं
only chance to get back in the round. At least go
ऑपरेटर
1 for 1.
बचाऊं
Maybe there's an
और
option
वहाँ
there.
से भाग
Pop the knives.
जाऊं
But I do like the fact that T1,
लेकिन
as soon as they
कैट बोल रहा
identified
है
that
मैं
operator,
जाऊं
were
उसके
out of
पीछे
there.
जाऊं
They were
राउंड
having none
खत्म
of
हो
it.
जाऊं
It's big
मैं
respect
कुछ
for
ना
a
कर
right reason. You saw
पाऊं
how
ऑपरेटर
good
इसकी
Kong could
बचा
be in
लूं
these. He's played patient there. That operator is a
वो
prized
उसकी
possession because look at their money.
क्या
It's
डोमिनेट
rough here
करते
for
हुए हारने
EDG. We've
वाली
got kind of like
टीम मुझे
1.8, like a
पसंद है
2k. Sheriffs and light shields, and that's it.
Since losing the pistol, he won
Oh,
5 out of
God.
the last 6 rounds. They've
मेट्रो
secured
क्या
it. They've
खाता है
slowed down the
भोसड़ी
pace. They're dodging away from the up.
उसका
Meteor
एम
activating on this
इतना
crazy lurk up
परफेक्टली
into
लगता है
link.
ना इतना परफेक्टली
Now just one away from tying things up. It seems like they have the answers. They know that EDG every time on these ecos it's been these slow walks out of mid, so they're going quickly to spot it out.
There's bodies here though. There's a lot of bodies here for
मार
EDG.
दे तेज
Buzz.
वाल्ट मार
Gotta be
दे
careful
इसकी
now.
माँ का
Looking for some
मार दे
support here.
कहीं
The
पे भी
paranoia
मार
comes
दे
in, but it's a little bit too short. I think we find the connection. And Chinju
वाह
right
वाह
behind the space.
वाह
Beautiful from him, but outdone by the sheer weaponry. Kong has got a curious position. If they go for this B
Jamji
plant for
Kong
T1, the post plant gets very difficult to hold if he comes into play. But he's been noticeably absent so far with that saved operator.
The smoke refresh comes in, so they're going to take the opportunity to go for the plant. T1 might start walking into A link.
प्लांट हो गया
EDG are leaning heavy into C, but you look at what EDG are doing at the same time, going for the slow re-wrap.
These are both kind of indicators, right? That no one's kind of fallen back. The Kong's heard nothing. He's still going to be very diligent clearing towards window, but Smoggy does so well. Hold on, it's game on. And now EDG needs to pick up the pace, but Sylvan stunning with Izu. Kong has to come forward, or it's going to be 10 apiece here. Kong given nothing. They know it. If he wants it,
कर दो
you
ये
got
भी
to
फेर जाओ घर
really
ले जाओ
go for
इसको
it. But they're
घर
going to force him again.
घर ले जाओ
Leave
अपने
him on this operator.
घर
He's still going to drag one
घर ले
down with
जाके
him.
इसको
But
रख
the
लेना
round nonetheless is T1's, and the slow march
चीटिया टीम
back to an
भोसड़ी
even scoreline begins.
It's got to be so frustrating for Kong. 2 rounds back to back. He's just not
इसको
allowed
दो
to
ले
play.
गया था
Just lost before he can find that impact.
फिर भी इनकी गांड बनाने गए
Chichu does some annoying ratting
ये
around
क्या
the
चीज
smoke.
है ये कैसे ऐसे
Monkey
कौन
finds
मरता
the
है
shot
वो?
into Link. I mean, it's a nice round called even on the low buy from EDG.
वे तुम्हें
They have
डिफेंड
not
करना
had a
है
consistent answer in this half.
और तुम अटैकिंग वालों पे
Barely readable
प्लांट के
on
पास
the
अल्ट
light
मार रहे
buys.
हो
They're walking up every
प्लांट के
single
पास कौन
time.
बैठ रहा है
On the strong buys, it's usually been a fight over A space. Apart from the one round they showed the jet on towards Plat, and even then T1 were able to call away from it.
And it feels like I've just rolled back in time, right? It's like, okay, I see a jet with an operator. It's not CNET anymore, but we're going to avoid him nonetheless, right? It's like, see that? We're going elsewhere. And I love the fact that T1 are respecting the impact that he's starting to have. I think that's a right call to make at 25 to 15. It's a much bigger performance, but EDG need to take back control of this game somehow. I mean, be it pressuring back, like they need something here. The Red Bull fan.
Don't know exactly what's going on.
No,
there.
no. Oh.
Nice to keep it a little bit lighthearted here.
Yeah, a 10-10. Everyone's just like sweating.
In the midst of a comeback. But truthfully, I mean, the weird thing is because Kong's had to keep saving this off, and he hasn't had the impact. T1's comp, we haven't even talked about, does very well against the operator. ISO has the shield to block the first shot, and his ultimate combined with your ultimate, they have perfect scouting.
बस
to
के
make it
पास
so
ऑप
hard
की
to
एक
get
राउंड नहीं
consistent
गया इनके
value.
पास ऑप एक राउंड
It's
नहीं
kind of a
आया
blessing and a curse that Kong's so effective with this gun because they've kept going into it, and T1's calling has just dodged it.
And they evade him again. The operator is now toward A. T1. We've seen them approach this. Kung standing his ground this time. Maybe this time he'll get his man. Takes down Stacks.
Ah.
Oh, Buzz doubling down. Where did he get that from? But Simon is still here. Enough to keep the sight. Waving the EDG banner until Izu barrels on up. Now Smoggy feeling surrounded. Rightly so, they count it down. They swing together. We saw it before. Chichu was a mile away.
Chichu's got the spike.
Oh, he's got his ult too.
But now that gives up his position as well.
When you're 1v2, Chichu, you've got your chance. Can you keep your team in the lead, or is T1's comeback inevitable, Chichu? Oh, it was bold, but it falls apart. T1 taking the lead.
Just an unbelievable round out of Buzz. The fact that he's unfazed completely after this first kill goes down, he pushes forward, takes the timing, and they're lined up
next to each other.
Nobody's got his util out. It's just brutal. And it's all because he went for the early teleport that closed the gap. He snuck into the right side of Stack. He's in a position that no one on EDG thought he could possibly be.
The money. Look at the money.
Oh
my god, EDG. Gonna have to face this. With the scrappy buy, you got Guardians, you got Stingers. Yeah, Simon's got the old Smoggy as well, but these aren't easy to lean on. Ultimates here. And patience from T1. They don't want to fall into any sort of trap. Already though, proactive down A long, but still, taking their time this time.
It's nice from EDG though, because the other rounds they haven't shown that A stack. Now they try and show a little bit extra presence, but T1 realize it hasn't been the walk there, so the mid walk is expected, and Izu's there for the swing, not going to get fooled twice on that angle.
So Chichu gone. Your big players now are Smoggy and Kung really. The timing on this drone, going to force Kung away.
Here's the drone, has to fall off the angle, and he's got no protection in Garage. With the Cypher out of the picture, no trips to hold his back. The hero rifle has to move forward.
And the hero standing tall this time has to slip away. T1 forcing back both fronts now. The walk down middle, the approach through C. They keep EDG in the dark.
I think EDG might be reading this though. Simon and nobody already on A site and calling in Smoggy too. Now Izu is taking the opportunity to pop the ultimate in front B. That's a great moment, 30 seconds left on the clock, but T1 are sort of locked into this A hit now. Actually, they're not. They're gonna back away and try and fake this hit while the spike makes it into C.
This is unbelievable. Meteor is keeping so many players, and he's still thriving. Outnumbered on the site. He's still standing. Just dropping body after body. T1 flawlessly making it to 12.
T1 just exec'd all 3 sites at the same time and won every single one of them. They're on an absolute tear. 6 rounds in a row. 8 of the last 9. Reading every single move EDG are trying to take. And now 1 away from being up 2-0 versus the reigning champions.
क्या खा के आया है ये?
Deep breaths now. We are watching
Stun होने के
something
बावजूद
rather
उसने वो
special
मार
here.
दिया.
6
ये जो
rounds
चूतिया
in
घर चला जा तू.
succession. T1 on the verge now of taking map 2. And EDG too stunned to speak.
I'm expecting a quick tempo shift from T1. Once they deal with this tripwire in Garage, options to accelerate into C off the ultimates. Early canceled out. They see the players on the site, but Smoggy is here. Smoggy is waiting too. The EDG anchor, but T1 are not slowed down.
They needed someone, anyone to stand up. Chichu's still here, but it's a little sloppy, but it's fine. He gets the job done. Wait. Stacks and Izu in a 2v2. Simon's got ult. Surely that's enough to tip the scales over, right? Maybe not. Down to a 1v1. It could close right now. And look at the HP. 10 on one side, 30 on the other, and it's a closer off the back. T1, 13 to 10, looking bulletproof at the end there.
The thickest plot armor in the game. T1 are 1 map away from moving to the finals.
Nice! 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 유병철. Nice! Oh, that's a... Nice! 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 Nice!
스크린샷.
Nice, 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 very much. Bye bye guys, thank you for watching my live stream. Like, share, subscribe. मिलते हैं किसी और दिन. Bye bye, take care. मिलते हैं फाइनल में.